Hey ho neighbour, welcome to Always Bored Never Boring and the continuation of my series in which I attempt to restore a beat up copy of HeroQuest. I'm currently hiding behind my Game Master screen, which has a beautiful illustration of Mentor on the front here. Now, I think a lot of people think that this is actually supposed to be Morcar or Zargon if you are in the US. But this is Mentor. You can tell this is Mentor because he has the Book of Lore tome here. This is his all-important book of all that ever was and all that ever shall be as he guides the heroes through the dungeons. We're going to talk about everything that should be in your copy of HeroQuest. So if you're purchasing a copy secondhand, this should be a pretty comprehensive list of everything you should be getting or everything you may be missing and may have to source at a later date. Oh, and if you were ever wondering what was behind Mentor's mysterious screen, it's just pictures of the furniture, innit? It's actually the legend from the maps. So that when you're setting up your maps, you know which piece of furniture to use. Not as nefarious and sneaky and scary as you might have thought for. There's lots to get through here, so we're going to whiz through it. You should have one cardboard screen, one folding game board, one black and white rules book. This was changed between the 1989 and 1990 editions. This is a 1990 edition. It has slightly reworded rules and emphasizes things like you can only wear one type of body armor at a time and removes some things from the first rule book, such as teaching the wizard to fight in an arena filled with goblins. One quest book. The 1989 edition will have the maze as the first mission, while the 1990 edition will have the trial as the first mission. 4 character boards depicting our classic hero troupe. These are the 1990 ones. I believe the 1989 ones had a slightly different font, but in all other regards are the same. I always like the fact they had a little picture of Mentor up in the top corner. It's like all of the heroes posed for their photograph in Mentor's study. 1 pad of character sheets. Obviously, it's going to be very unlikely you'll get a complete unused pad, but it doesn't really matter anyway, because if you've got any sense, you won't use it. You will photocopy it or find a printout online or just write on scraps of paper. This is a pad which you will be keeping in the box just to keep in the box. 4 custom combat dice, 6 for the US edition, but 4 in the UK. And along with those, you should also get 2 red movement dice. The movement dice I do not have in my copy. They are 14mm, they are red, they have rounded corners, they have gold pips. You should have 5 closed doors, 16 open doors, and 21 grey door stands. Note that all of the doors have arched tops. If you see a copy that has some square-topped doors, those doors are either from the Witchlord expansion or the Keller's Keep expansion. Also note that your copy may include some of these. These are actually the bit of the punchboard that comes out from the middle of the archways. A lot of people tend to just to leave them in the box. They are just rubbish. You don't need them. I have seen people on eBay trying to sell these in small sets for £50 or more, as though they are some kind of rare item that you should have in your box. They are not. I suppose if you have them, you could actually pop them back inside the archways to reinforce them so that they don't bend in use, but you don't need them. They're just a bit of the punchboard. You should have, by today's standards, a rather small number of tokens. You should have 1 stairwell tile, you should have 2 double rockfall tiles, 6 pit traps, 4 secret doors, and 8 single square rubble tiles. Sometimes these tiles are quite badly offset where the punchboard was cut incorrectly. So sometimes people will buy multiple sets and then they will keep the best ones and sell the duplicates. So these are all relatively easy to pick up. 2 tables, 3 treasure chests, 2 bookcases, because apparently all of the monsters live in libraries. Each bookcase has 2 holes on the top to insert either skulls or rats. The game came with a whole bunch of each. I'm not exactly sure how many of each, but as long as you have enough to fill each of the holes, that's fine. Often the rat tails are broken. This little fella here has a broken tail. That's something to watch out for. It's also worth noting that the bookcases have different designs. One has a skull on it. One torture rack with 2 arms. Again, it has a hole in the top of it that can fit a skull or a rat. Often the arms are broken, so that's something to watch out for. One cupboard, again with 2 holes in the top for skulls or rats. One tomb. One alchemist's bench, which also comes with a set of scales and a little set of bottles. The bottles push into a hole in the top of the desk. There's also an additional hole for a skull. A lovely roaring fireplace because it obviously gets very chilly down in the dungeons. One weapons rack which sometimes suffers some damage. This corner breaking off here, it's very easy to repair, but I've seen it happen on multiple racks. It's quite a common fault. And our good old sorcerer's table, which does not have a cardboard surround in the UK edition of the game, and will almost certainly have 2 broken candlesticks. And you also get a cute little throne. If you're lucky, it won't look like it's been chewed up like mine has. Onto the miniatures, we get 1 gargoyle. The gargoyle comes in 3 pieces. Watch out for that. I have seen people on eBay selling the set as complete, but on closer inspection, the gargoyle just has a stump for a head. They probably haven't noticed that that part of the model is missing, or perhaps don't even realise there's a part missing. They may just think that's the way it is. Common fault on the gargoyles is with the wings being pulled on and off, you will get stress lines here in the middle of the wings, and eventually the wings will snap. Quite a few gargoyles have snapped wings. I'm going to file these pegs down and glue him all together properly when I paint him, so that will not be a problem anymore. You get 1 Skeletor throwing his hands up in the air like he just don't care. 3 femur. Don't read up the back history of these guys, it'll just make you sad. Just think of them as really cool looking monsters. 4 Slambos that look like they've just leveled up. 2 of my favourite zombie miniatures ever. 2 of my favourite mummy miniatures ever. 4 of my favourite skeleton miniatures ever. 6 groovy goblins in 3 different designs. You get 2 with the short sword, 2 with the scimitar, 2 with the axes. Check the goblins carefully, they tend to be disarmed quite frequently. And you get 8 excellent orcs. You get 2 with the Morning Star, 2 with the big chopper, 3 with scimitars, and this fella with the big sword, who is always used as special orc characters. Whenever you are called upon to use the orc with the big sword, this is the guy. You get 1 Conan, 1 white dwarf, 1 elf in fully posable action-ready stance, and finally a wizard with the biggest hand ever. Onto the cards, there are several sets of spells. You have air spells, including Tempest, Genie, and Swift Wind. You have earth spells with Pass Through Rock, Rock Skin, and Heal Body. Water spells with Sleep, Veil of Mist, and Water of Healing. Fire spells with Ball of Flame, Fire of Wrath, and Courage. And then you get heart spells, which are... Oh no, wait. That's a different thing from my childhood. Forget that. There are 8 monster cards: Gargoyle, Chaos Warrior, Goblin, Orc, Femur, Mummy, Skeleton, Zombie. You do not get a card for the Chaos Sorcerer. There are 5 special quest treasures. We have Wand of Recall, Talisman of Lore, Spirit Blade, Orc's Bane, and Borin's Armour. There is a deck of 25 treasure cards. It contains, spoiler warning, Wandering Monster, Wandering Monster, Wandering Monster, Wandering Monster, Wandering Monster. 5 of those guys. Potion of Strength, Potion of Healing, another Potion of Healing, Potion of Resilience, Jewels, Heroic Brew, a Trap, a Trap, a Trap, Gold, a Treasure Hoard, Gold. Note that all the gold ones are slightly different. Gold. More gold. Gold. There is clearly gold in them there hills. A gem. It's not a snake in your boot. Potion of speed. Holy water. And nothing. Finally, you get a deck of 14 equipment cards, which is slightly different between the 1989 and 1990 edition. This is a 1990 deck, and it contains chainmail, short sword, plate armor, broadsword, hand axe, spear, battle axe, staff, crossbow, the helmet. It's not just a helmet, it is the helmet. The shield, toolkit, cloak of protection, and bracers. If you have a 1989 edition, you will not have cloak of protection or bracers. You will instead have an additional helmet and an additional shield. I have no idea whether they are still referred to as the helmet and the shield when there are two of each. But that's it, that's your lot, that's everything that you get in the box. This is my 1990 edition, and as I have already mentioned, there are differences between the 1990 and the 1989 edition. There is also a version called HeroQuest Advanced Quest, and that includes an additional set of miniatures. I believe it's 13 henchmen miniatures and a set of interchangeable weapons for them in the style of Space Crusade and the Space Marines that had the swappable weapons. And it also includes a special 13-part mission. But in all other regards, I believe it is the same as the 1990 edition. But that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for listening. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you've really enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so. And hopefully, I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.